Okay, would you like to decrease your chances of getting sick? Getting sick less often is a huge benefit in life. We can go on with our lives. We have time to do the things that are important to us. And we're not a burden on anyone. So decreasing sickness is huge. Now, I'm going to tell you my story, okay? I grew up on the standard American diet. I, had the typical sausage and eggs for breakfast, hamburgers for lunch, pot roast for dinner, plus tons of dairy. I used to drink milk like water, ate ice cream, ate the whole gallon, by myself. I had a voracious appetite, and I was never a heavy person. I was what you call skinny fat. The fat was inside my body. It didn't show on the outside, but I was basically a walking time bomb. All right, so not a healthy situation. And I used to get sick numerous times a year. As I was growing up as a kid, I'd get sick 4 or 5 times a year. I mean, bad flus, where you're in bed, you're coughing, your nose is constantly running, you've got big time problems. You have no energy, your aches and pains, your whole body, those flu-like symptoms. I would get that 4 or 5, maybe not 4 or 5, maybe 3 or 4, but I'd always get it every year more than once, usually 3 times at least. And a lot of it could have been detox, where I think a lot of it is detox. You get a germ, but your body is so weak, your immune system is so weak, it can't fight it off unless you clean house. And the immune system kicks in and basically detoxes you. And it's our body's natural way of helping ourselves. It pushes the toxins out. But when I turned 58 and I'm a tennis professional and I was having trouble tossing the ball, I couldn't even toss the ball because my shoulder was frozen. It was so tight I couldn't do this. And I went online. I found Dr. Doug Graham, and I read his book, and I went vegan overnight. I just stopped all animal-based products, no more processed foods, no more dairy, nothing. And it healed up. In like a couple of weeks, I was able to start moving my shoulder much, much better. And so I realized this works. I was getting concrete results right away. Now, I'm 74 today. I'm on no medications. I don't plan on having any surgeries. My joints all feel good. And, I'm more flexible now, actually, than I was when I was 58. And even when I was 40, I'm more flexible now. So this vegan diet absolutely works. And one of the reasons that it works so well is because you're avoiding congestion. That's the reason it works. Congestion is a big problem. When you have congestion in the body, anywhere, in your big toe, in your knee, in your hip, in your shoulder, in your brain, you're going to have serious cognitive issues. You're not going to be able to remember things, and it leads eventually to Alzheimer's and dementia. So congestion is what we have to avoid. And what is it that brings about congestion? the processed foods with all their oils, the coconut oils and the palm kernel oils that are in those chips and those cookies, and those trans fats are horrible for your body. They're terrible. Trans fats raise your levels of LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol. And it also has another bad effect, that it decreases your HDL cholesterol, which the good cholesterol, the HDL, helps remove other forms like the bad stuff, the bad cholesterol, from your body, which is going to lower your risk of having a heart attack or a stroke. So, you know, when I was growing up, I ate chips and cookies, you know, processed cookies, Oreos, all that stuff, Chips Ahoy, you name it. And that stuff is causing congestion. Now, congestion, you do not have good blood flow anymore. You're not getting nutrients and glucose and oxygen to your cells. That's a problem. And when you have that congestion, it's a breeding ground for pathogens, viruses, bacteria, which cause disease. And, you know, it makes you stiffer as you get older because you're not getting good blood flow to the joints, to the knees, to the hips, to the shoulders. And that's why many people go for these joint replacements. It's basically just congestion, which you can fix just by changing your diet to a low-fat vegan diet, whether it's cooked or raw. But that's the key, you know. You have to eat a diet that is not congesting. And so all those years up to age 58, I was congested. I was eating animal products. I was eating the chips, the cookies, the processed stuff. And I tried to eat the good stuff. You know, I thought I was. Oh, I got grass-fed meat, or I got these cookies and chips at Whole Foods, you know, and they're healthier, you know, because it says organic on the bag or something. No. You have to read labels carefully. Oils, horrible for you. Even the so-called good oils like olive oil and coconut oil, not good, especially if you're trying to lose weight. You know, 9 calories per gram of fat. You get 9 calories. You know, so I think in a tablespoon of olive oil, you get about 13, 14 grams of fat, just 1 tablespoon. And that translates to about 125 calories. You do that 3 times on your salad, you know, I used to put olive oil, I'd use the thing like it was water. And, you know, you're getting tremendous amount of calories that is just pure fat. And that's just continuing to congest your body, even though it's the so-called olive oil from the Mediterranean diet. Oh, yeah. Well, now, I'm sorry. The Mediterranean diet is better than most. It is. But I'd give it like a C minus, maybe. It's not close to an A plus or a B, you know, the Mediterranean, because it's too much fat involved, which causes that congestion. So that's the main thing that I wanted to talk about. And the other thing I wanted to mention, that congestion is a breeding ground for bacteria, pathogens, viruses. And it's also a breeding ground because you've got very acidic conditions, very acidic conditions when there's congestion in the body. And that's what brings on things like cancer. I mean, colorectal cancer, it's caused by too much acid, too much congestion in the body. The body is not designed to handle all these trans fats and saturated fats on such a high level. So, you know, it's just like cigarettes. When they finally realize cigarettes do cause cancer, a high-fat diet, these carcinogens that are created in these fried foods, in these chips, and these oils that are in these cookies and so forth, they also cause cancer. There's no question. So, you know, this has it's been life-saving for me to run into Dr. Graham and that vegan diet when I was 58 years old for my tennis career and for my health. I might still be alive, of course, but I wouldn't be doing as well as I'm doing now. I can guarantee you that. So give it a shot. Any questions or comments, please post those below. Check out my website. I have 3 different programs there that can help you take your health up a notch. All the best. It's time to go fruit up. I'm going to have a big fruit meal right now. Adios, amigos. I love you all, and thank you for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Take care.